Then let's get
Your
started.
Honor,
Go right ahead.
Mr. Astorga Mark is not wanting to come to court today, sir. So he's refusing.
Astorga. Okay.
He's your.
All right
So
then.
we can start with Ms. Neighbor.
Okay. Then I'm going to move Mr. Astorga to the PM. Hopefully he decides to join us then. All right.
Sure, you're right.
Thank you.
All right. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Esperanza Guadalupe Nabor Orantes, 6/22/1998.
All right, ma'am. You're being seen here this morning based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest out of the South Tucson City Court.
Okay.
On that matter, I'll release you on it on the promise that you will appear at the South Tucson City Court on July 8th at 10 a.m. Can you do that?
Yes, I can.
I'll release you on that, set that court date for you, and I'm going to order that you not return to the incident location that's alleged. Please make sure and keep copies of this paperwork, and please attend your hearings, otherwise another warrant could issue for your arrest, okay?
Okay, so can I have a question? I'm sorry.
Sure, go right.
Please.
But
Okay,
keep in mind, I can't give you any legal advice, and anything you say can be held against you, so just
okay. It's because I had court yesterday and they told me I was being released too. So I was just saying, like, would I be released today?
yes, I'm going to order you released
Okay.
and promise that you'll appear
All
at
right.
your hearing, okay?
All right, sorry about that.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? Starga. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Andre Bilski, 3/12/88.
All right. All right, Bilski, this is the time set for. Oh, looks like we have the defense services there with you. All right. So you're being seen here this morning based on a felony interim complaint of alleging organized retail theft that occurred on 10th of February 2025. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Take a look at the pretrial services reports. I think there's another felony criminal matter in CR 2025-2626, but the allegations there, I believe, predate this matter. County Attorney's recommendation is $1,500 bond. Anything else from the state?
I would just note that he has the other holds. So even though the nature of this offense is property crimes, that's the basis of the state's recommendation, is the other holds.
Thank you. And defense?
Your Honor, it looks like he's being held on $500 in a superior court matter and $500 in a justice court matter. Given those holds that the state noted, I am just asking for another $500 bond. Given Mr. Bilski's indigency, that will total $1,500. I think that is sufficient to assure his appearance in court.
I will impose a $500 cash bond in order that if the bond is posted, that Mr. Bilski be supervised by pretrial services. I'm going to order that he not have any contact with any alleged victims or go back to the incident location. And I'm going to set a preliminary hearing for July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, sir. That's all I've got for you. Thank you.
Anderson, you're gonna be next to Alan. So there goes.
Who's next?
It's Mr. Anderson. I'll see you. Turn Mr. Minus off.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Ryan Thomas Anderson, January 4th, 1986.
All right, thank you, Mr. Anderson. Give me 1 minute. I just need to take a look at a report that was drafted by Pretrial Services for you. Okay. All right, sir. You're being seen here this morning based on a charge of domestic violence disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred late yesterday evening. To remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. And taking a look at this matter, I don't believe there is any other hold for you, and I don't see any criminal history. Pretrial Services was able to speak with the alleged victim in this case, and they are not inclined to have any further contact with you. Just want to clarify something. Do you live with the alleged victim?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
And
well, hang on, sir. So just so you know, again, anything you say can be held against you. So just keep that in mind. The alleged victim doesn't wish to have any contact with you, but
Can you repeat that, Your Honor?
Sir, so the alleged victim is not does not wish to have any further contact with you,
Okay.
but does not object to your release. So I will release you on promise that you will appear at the Saudi Municipal Court on July 22nd at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir. And if I may, Your Honor, my cell phone, my vehicle, and just some of my belongings are still at the residence. Am I going to be able to retrieve some of those things?
Yes, I will allow you. So I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim or go to their place of work or residence. But I will allow you
Can't
to.
call or text her?
Nope, no contact of any kind. Not in person, not by email, text message, or through a third party. No contact of any kind, sir. Do you understand?
Is there a restraining order?
This is my condition of letting you out of custody. So you're not to contact her. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will allow you to return one time to the residence to gather any personal belongings. You're going to do that with the police escort. So you'll contact the Saudi Police Department, arrange for them to escort you to the residence, stay with you while you're gathering your belongings, and leave with them. You are not allowed to go to the residence or contact the victim outside of that one exception. Do you understand?
I understand.
Then with that, sir, that's all I have for you. Please make sure and keep copies of the paperwork you received from this hearing, and please attend your hearing on the 22nd. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Please sit. Let me right there first. Hold down. That's okay.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
January 1st, 1995, Luis Perez.
Middle name Enrique?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. You're being seen here today on a couple of different matters, I believe. In 1 second, let me check something. The first involves a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Alexander Ball of the Pima County Justice Court related to a charge of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence assault. The other matter is from the Tucson City Court involving a charge of assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal damage. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I have reviewed a pretrial services report in your case just to get a little bit more information about you. And I believe the alleged victim is present and wishing to speak. Is that correct?
Correct.
Miss, yes, ma'am. Can you unmute yourself?
Hello?
Yes, hello. This
Great.
is,
Can you hear me?
yes, is this Miss Monzo?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. I believe you wanted to speak to, so the purpose of this hearing is to determine any potential release conditions for Mr. Perez. So if you have any, this is not a time to talk about guilt, innocence, anything like that. So we're really just talking about if Ms. Perez should be allowed to leave custody, and if so, under what conditions. So if you have any concerns, comments, anything you want to tell me about that, please feel free to do so.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I'm currently trying to figure out my living situation, and I wouldn't want him to interfere with any of that. So I do object
Do you object
to his
to
release,
his release?
to him being released. Mhm.
Thank you. Any additional concerns or matters you want me to consider before I decide on his release conditions?
Like I said, what I just said, I'm trying to figure it out, and just for my safety, I would prefer him not to be released. Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Thank you very much. All right. I'm just going to check one thing, please. And I just wanted to note that Ms. Monzo is the, I believe, the listed victim in the city court case. As well as the but not in the justice court case, I don't believe. So, Mr. Perez, on your justice court matter, the warrant, I will release you, but on promise that you will appear for an arraignment
Yes, sir.
July 7th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to order that you not have any contact with the alleged victim in that case or go to their place of work or residence. on the city court matter, I'm going to schedule a hearing for you on July 29th at 9 a.m. I'm sorry, July 29th at 1:30 p.m. in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court. And I'll release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing, as well as adhere to the following conditions. 1, you will not possess or consume any, that you will not commit any acts of domestic violence, that you will not possess any firearms or weapons, and you will surrender any firearms you may have in your possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of being released, that you will have absolutely no contact of any kind, directly or indirectly, with the victim, and that you will not go to their place of work or residence. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to abide by all that?
Yes.
Then I'll release you on those conditions and set the matter for a hearing. You'll be released if you, and I'm sorry, do you reside with the alleged victim?
What is? I'm sorry. What, sir?
Do you reside with the alleged victim?
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, sir.
Do you live with the alleged victim?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I'm not going to allow you to go back to that residence at this point. I will allow you to gather any personal belongings you have, but only with the police escort. So if you wish to gather any personal belongings, you must first contact the police department and have them escort you to the residence, stay with you while you're at the residence, and then leave with them. You are not allowed to go to the residence at any other time for any other reason. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And that's all I have for you, sir. Please, again, abide by all the conditions of release that have been set and make your court dates. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You can find yourself right back in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
Gregory Reynolds.
Sir, hopefully.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Gregory Reynolds, 11/29/1986.
All right, Reynolds, you're being seen here today on a few different matters. We'll go through. First is a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Vince Roberts of the Hume County Justice Court for an allegation of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree back on January 29th, 2023. The next is a charge of criminal trespass in the 2nd degree, alleged to have occurred late yesterday afternoon. And lastly, you have several matters at the the Tucson City Court involving criminal trespass in the 3rd degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. So to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say may be held against you. On the warrant matter, I'm willing to release you on promise that you'll appear for your arraignment. In that case, on July 7th at 8:30 in the morning in front of Judge Robert Foreman. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'll release you, but I'm going to order that you not return to the incident location, to the location where this allegedly occurred.
Yes, sir.
On your new JP matter, we'll set the same date for the same in the same court. I'm also going to order that you not have any contact with the alleged victims, to include going to the incident location where this occurred. And on your last city court matter, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 28th at 2:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Verena. And likewise order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not go back to the incident location. Can you do all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a lot of matters to deal with. Please make sure and keep the copies of the paperwork you received from this hearing. And please make sure and show up for all your hearings, otherwise the warrant could issue for your arrest and you end up right back in jail. Understand?
This way. Oh, down to
Looter.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Angelica Nicole Schluter, January 29, 1987.
Luder, good morning. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a few different cases. The first, they're all warrants, I should say. Two are from the Pima County Justice Court. One is from the Marana City Court. In Marana, the warrant issued by Judge Lane McDonald was issued on December 14th of last year, alleging failing to appear and driving on a suspended license. The second two cases, involve warrants out of the, like I said, out of the Justice Courts, signed by Judges Victoria Steele and Robert Foreman, involving assault, disorderly conduct, and shoplifting. The listed bond amounts are $350, $1,000, and $500 respectively. So on your Marana court matter, I'm going to order you released on promise that you'll appear at a hearing in the Marana Justice Court, or the Marana City Court, I should say, on July 30th at 10 a.m. Can you do that?
Yes, I will do that.
On your Justice Court matters, however, I have a note here from the assigned judge that there have been several failures to appear and are requesting the bond amount be imposed. So I'm going to honor that request. I'm going to impose a bond in both of those cases for the amounts listed on the warrants, $1,000 and $500 respectively. I'm also going to appoint Mr. Adam Waters to represent you, and I'm going to set this for a hearing tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. If you do post the bond, I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. And Mr. Waters is going to be representing you on both cases. So you'll be hopefully hearing from him soon, but you'll be seen by Judge Foster tomorrow afternoon by video, the same way you're being seen here today. So
Okay.
that's all I have, ma'am. Thank you. You're excused.
yeah, see what the scene is.
Michael Johnson. What was it about?
Morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael Johnson, 06/15/95.
All right. Ms. Johnson, you're being seen here today based on a warrant that was issued from the Tucson City Court back on May 27th, related to charges of disorderly conduct, fighting, and criminal damage in the second degree. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. And give me 1 second. I just need to pull up. Oh, and I'm sorry. There is also a separate case of failing to notify a driver, an owner of an accident. In this case, I'm gonna order you released, and I don't believe there's anything else holding you. But I'll release you on promise that you're gonna appear at a hearing on July 28th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hale at Tucson City Court. Can you do that, sir?
Sure.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to order that you have no contact with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. That's all I have for you, sir. Please make sure and keep copies of the paperwork and be at your hearings. Otherwise, another warrant could issue for your arrest.
Can you,
There you go.
No. Bye.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mark, Steven Reynolds, 5/14/90.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. You're being seen here today on a city court case, a citation for, domestic violence, threats, and intimidation, and disorderly conduct. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which you may be appointed by a court or obtained by you at your own expense. Take a look at something here. On this matter, I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf and set this matter for a hearing on July 28th at 9 a.m. I will order you released on promises that you will abide by the following conditions of release. First, that you not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, and that you not return to the alleged victim's place of work or residence. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you reside with the alleged victims?
Yeah.
Well, for now, you're going to have to find alternative housing. The jail can help you with resources to find such housing if you don't have it available to you by other means. I will allow you to return to the home of the alleged victims one time with a police escort. So you can return to gather your personal belongings, but first you're going to have to call the police department, arrange for them to escort you to the home, be with you at the home, and then leave with them. You're not allowed to go to the residence for any other reason at any other time. Do you understand?
Sir.
Right. The alleged victims were willing to have further contact with you, so I'm not going to order no contact. However, just keep in mind that any contact you have with them has to remain respectful, appropriate, and not in violation of any laws or any conditions of your release. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're going to be released later today. Your hearing's the 28th in front of Judge Mayhew. Want to also let you know that you are presumed innocent and you are entitled to attend every hearing, including a trial in this case, where you are presumed innocent and the burden of proving otherwise is on the state, and that burden is to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, if you fail to attend any hearings, including a trial, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and those hearings and that trial could proceed in your absence. If that happens, then you could be found guilty without the opportunity to present a defense in your case. Additionally, if you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days of that trial or that conviction because of your absence, you may lose the right to appeal that conviction. You understand all that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
When you be released, please make sure and attend all your hearings. And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
I love souvenirs. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes. Blair White, and it's December 20th, 1999.
All right, respect. Good morning. Just give me 1 second. I need to take a look at something. But you're here on a few different charges stemming out of the Miranda City Court that were alleged to have occurred yesterday.
Correct, Your Honor.
I want to remind you that you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. All right. In your case, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 30th at 10 a.m. at the Marana City Court. And I'll release you on promise that you'll appear at that hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, and I'm also going to order that you abide by the following conditions. First, that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, to include going to their place of work or residence. Can you do all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then I'll release you on those conditions. Please make sure and attend your hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end right back in jail, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused.
I'm back. Gotcha.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My name Your Honor, I'm Isaac Q. Hollenball, and my date of birth is January 22nd, 1979, sir.
Just defense wish to waive reading of charges.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ellenbeck, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a felony charge. Taking a look at your pretrial services report, you were rated a 4 and 3 respectively on the NCFTA scales. And I guess unfortunately weren't able to participate in an interview, so there wasn't additional information. 7 prior felony offenses, dating back to 2000 and taking a look at the recommendation from the state, should be $2,500 bond. Anything further from the state?
Your Honor, I would just note the history of this type of offense, and that he was contacted regarding the same type of activity just last month. And we did dismiss that case, but despite that, he still didn't comply with the requirements, and is continued to be out of compliance. So the state feels that bond is appropriate.
Okay. And defense?
Your Honor, I am just asking the court to consider that Mr. Hollenbach was assessed at a level 2. This is a non-violent offense. He is 46. He didn't score high on the FTA scale. Pretrial Services was able to get in touch with his mother, who shared that he is a longtime resident, and that he is currently unemployed. I would just note that in the interim complaint, he shared that he was building a community. So I do hope that Mr. Hollenbach is, I suppose, seen as someone who can rehabilitate at some point. If the court is not inclined to release him today, I would just ask for a loan given his indigency.
Yes.
All right, sir. And I'm sorry, I forgot to advise you that you do have a right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is obviously representing you for the purpose of this hearing. So if you do have any questions or you want to say something, why don't you talk to your attorney before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay, you are. I talked to her right now. Oh,
1 second. Okay. Gotta mute this. Your Honor, Mr. Hollenbach just wanted me to share with you that he is mentally ill. I don't know if he has an SFI designation. He is again asking for release. And so that is what we are asking for today.
In looking at the prior criminal history, it appears that this is there were instances of this similar behavior in the past. So I am inclined to oppose a bond of $2,500 and order that if bond is posted, that Mr. Hollenbach be under the supervision of pretrial services during the pendency of this case. I'm also going to order that submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, and that he report to Pima County Sheriff's Department within 2 days, 2 working days, I should say, of being
Your Honor,
released. I'm going to
Your Honor,
send
can I speak? I got one more thing I want to tell you before the time, please.
Go right ahead.
Can you tell him that I'm
Just gonna make it worse.
Sir, I forgot it was a 72 hours, thing about registering and all that. And I'll be honest, if you're this weekday, I'll go register right now. I'll go straight down there to the Best Highway. I got free ride. The bus is free. And Pima County Justice Court, our Pima County Sheriff Department, register and get my ID tomorrow. Because I get back to the same piece of Paul, so I'll pay for it for my ID. I go straight to DMV and get my ID, so I'll be all taken care of. And then, those warrants be squashed. And, time sure, whatever, I promise. All right, Scott's honor,
I understand, sir, and I appreciate it. And if you are able to be released either by posting the bond or by changing your conditions of release, please make sure and take care of this matter so that you don't have to keep finding yourself in this situation. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing for you on July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. As I mentioned, all the other conditions will remain in effect. That's all I have.
Okay, what's
Thank you very much.
okay? Thank you. God bless you every day. Bye.
See you right there.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Alexander Darnell Hall, 028-1988.
All right. Mr. Hull, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a couple different matters. Does defense wish to waive reading of the charges?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, sir. So you got a couple of different matters here today we're going to talk about. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is representing you for this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah.
Took a look at the pretrial service report, noting that the whole was rated a 4 and 3 respectively on the NCA FTA scales, that he is step diversion eligible, and that there appears to be some kind of discrepancy between the facts as obtained by pretrial services from his relatives and the interim complaint. Also note that there is 5 felony criminal matters dating back to 2008, the most recent one being 2018. The state's recommendation was $2,500 bond and $500 bond respectively with steps. Anything out from the state?
Only to add just procedurally, that my recommendation for the drug case steps case was dependent on the decision made in the other case. If Your Honor disagrees with the recommendation in the other case, and releases him, then recommendation on the drug case changes, to pretrial services.
In defense.
Your Honor, Mr. Hall is 37. As the court noted, he's not particularly high on the failure to appear scale, and I also wrote down that his last call was from 2018. I think just given the nature of his circumstances, I could ask for pretrial services release in both matters. However, if the court is inclined to impose a bond, I would just ask for a lip. And in both matters, given his indigency, I would also like a moment to speak with Mr. Hall about the steps case. Okay, Your Honor. Mr. Hull is interested in the STEPS program, and if he is released from custody, we are willing to waive time, but we will defer to the court.
Thank you. I will release Mr. Hull to pretrial services in both matters in order that he participate in any monitoring or treatment as directed by them. I'm also going to order that he not have any alcohol or illegal drugs. So 1 second, to correct something real quick. And I'll set a steps hearing for Mr. Hull on July 2nd at 9 a.m. and a preliminary hearing on August 11th at 1:30 p.m. All right. And on the other matter, I'll set a preliminary hearing for July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'll likewise order that Mr. Hull report to King County Sheriff's Department within 48 hours, 2 working days of being released. And I'm sorry, the Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent Mr. Hull in both cases. All right. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thanks very much. You're excused.
Thank you. You're getting released, so you'll get a paper.
That's what that's how it works. I go that road. All right. Right. You are well. Yes.
That's on the for today. Okay.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael Julius Triumph, February 1990.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning on one charge of theft. I'm sorry, two charges, one theft of a credit card and two misdemeanor theft. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions, please speak with them before saying anything out loud. Pretrial Services has Mr. Brown as a 3 and 3 respectively on the NCFTA scales. Fortunately, couldn't participate in an interview, and the reference could not be reached. Do note that there is 6 prior felony convictions dating back to 2009, the last of which occurred in 2016, and it appears maybe on probation, still on probation in that matter, though I don't note any holds for him. State's recommendation, $2,500 bond. Anything to add from the state?
Your Honor, if may we inquire of the jail if Cochise County got the hold on him? Sometimes there's a time delay between when pretrial services finishes their report and the information comes in.
Sure. And I thank for reminding me to do that. Can the jail advise if they've heard anything or have any additional information related to, I believe it's out of probation out of Cochise County.
They're checking on it. Give us 1 sec.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, there's no hold.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Want the,
All right. Thank you for.
I'm sorry, the jail.
Oh, sorry.
Probation hold.
No, hold you are.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
Yes, Your Honor, and thank you for checking. So despite that, I imagine one should be coming, but I would ask the court to take into consideration that he is on probation, and that his felony criminal history, and that he acted with an accomplice in this case, and the state is asking that you impose a bond.
Thank you. And Fed?
Your Honor, given that there isn't a hold, I am asking the court to consider pretrial services release. Mr. Tryon is employed. It appears under the allegations before the court today that he had been doing well on probation. He indicates to me that he met with his probation officer yesterday. He is 35. It does not appear that he is high on the NCA and FTA scales, as the court noted. And I would also note that his offenses are nearly 10 years old. The most recent one indicates a substance use disorder, which is different from the charges before the court today. He was assessed at a level 2. This was ultimately a non-violent event, certainly at least his alleged part in it. So for all of those reasons, Your Honor, we are asking for pretrial services release.
I am inclined, just given the probation matter and just some of the notations I see in the criminal history, I will impose a bond of $1,000, cash secured, and order that if the bond is posted, that Mr. Trout be released to pretrial services supervision, and submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'll likewise order that he not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, to include going to their place of work or residence. And I'm going to set a preliminary hearing for July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, sir. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused. Morning. Please tell me your phone number.
And Batista 13078.
Speak to this time step your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a couple of different matters. The first involves a felony charge of criminal impersonation alleged to have occurred yesterday. The second involves a warrant issued for your arrest by the Pima County Justice Court, Judge Alexander Ball, for criminal trespass in the third degree, alleged to have occurred on April 26th of last year. And I think that should be it. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with your attorney before saying anything out loud, okay? Do note that there is a Department of Corrections hold on Mr. Batista. State's recommendation is $500 time credit. Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
And defense?
Your Honor, given the hold out of the Department of Corrections, I am just asking for a low bond for time credit.
And I'll impose a $500 bond, cash secured, and order pretrial services supervision in case it is posted. I'll set the preliminary hearing for July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And on the misdemeanor warrant, I'll likewise set, I think the bond requested amount was $500. I'll impose that for the same reasons. Not the DOC hold, and I'm going to appoint Mr. Adam Waters to represent you, Mr. Batista, and I'm going to set a hearing for you in front of Judge Foster tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. So you'll be hopefully hearing from Mr. Waters soon, but otherwise you'll be seeing Judge Foster tomorrow afternoon to hopefully resolve this other matter. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
Biondi?
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Eric Dennis Biondi. It's 09/27/1993.
All right, Mr. Beyond, good morning. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a couple of different matters. The first involves a felony complaint of aggravated assault, domestic violence, domestic violence, kidnapping, and misdemeanor assault. And there is the city court matters, the misdemeanor assault. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with your attorney before saying anything out loud. Okay. Pretrial services, Biondi adds a 2-2 respectively on the NCFT scales. Doesn't believe they were able to follow up with the alleged victim to get their inputs. And
Where's the other one?
criminal history reported. County Attorney's Office recommendation $50,000 bond. Anything further from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand that the defendant doesn't have any significant criminal history and does have low scores. However, that's only a piece of the equation for Your Honor to determine. The facts of the case indicate a very high danger to the victim, to the community. I reiterated some of the details in my notes, but obviously you have the complaint. Excuse me. I don't know if Your Honor has access to the Form 4C, but the Form 4C questionnaire, but the results did indicate an elevated risk, and that is one of the factors the court is supposed to take into consideration regarding release. I also note that this strangulation, which has a high lethality, I can't remember the right word, but the statistics are there in my notes or in my recommendation. I am also noting that pretrial services couldn't get a hold of the victim, so we don't have any information about their wishes or and also I don't hear or I don't see that there is housing apart from the victim that can be verified. So for all those reasons, the state is recommending the $50,000 bond.
Thank you. And actually, just bear with me 1 second.
Your Honor, I just would reiterate some of the things that the court has previously mentioned. He is a level 1. He is 31 with absolutely no prior convictions. He is a lifelong resident and he lives with his family. It is not the alleged victim's family. I would note that he is currently unemployed and the allegations are quite serious. They seem to stem from Mr. Biondi's mental health. I would disagree that he is some sort of ongoing threat to the community as a whole, just based on the information that I have here. For all of those reasons, I am asking for Mr. Biondi's release to pretrial services. If the court is not inclined to do that again, I would just that he is currently unemployed and he has no convictions. I would ask for a reduction in the state's recommendation.
And based on the facts as alleged, including the Form 4C, which did indicate an elevated risk, I am going to impose a $25,000 cash secured bond and order that pretrial services be supervised Mr. Biondi if he is able to post a bond. I'll order that he not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim in this case, and that he not go to the place of work or residence. Preliminary hearing for this matter will be set on July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And on the city court matter, the other victim is not the same as in the felony matter. I believe it appears to be the police officer who was arresting Mr. Biondi, or attempting to arrest Mr. Biondi. I'm gonna set a hearing in this matter in front of Judge Sarah Mayhew at this Tucson City Court on September 5th at 9 a.m. And I'll likewise order that Mr. Biondi not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no firearms, and surrender any firearms he may have in his possession to law enforcement, and that he not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim to include going to their place of work or residence. I'll appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent Ms. Biondi. And that appears to be it. So, sir, you're going to have attorneys in both your cases. Please reach out to them and keep in touch with them so you can stay up to date on the nature of your case and upcoming events. Otherwise, that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Hector?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the Spanish interpreter. May the Spanish interpreter be excused?
I apologize. Yeah, I can joke from we don't have any Spanish speakers. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. I do apologize for that oversight. The interpreter is excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Interpreter disconnecting.
Sorry.
Just pay attention to him, okay?
All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
William Ecker, 8/20/1964.
Good morning, Mr. Ecker. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on a felony interim complaint alleging criminal trespass in the first degree. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with them before saying anything out loud. Taking a look at Mr. Ecker's pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. Don't believe there's any criminal history assessed, and he appeared to be 3 and 3 respectively on the NCFTA scales. State's recommendation is pretrial services release. Anything to add from the state?
Just, excuse me, just a reiteration of not returning to the incident location or having contact with the victims.
Oh, yeah, that is part of your recommendation. Defense, I am inclined to release Mr. Eckert's pretrial services, but if you'd like to say anything additional, please feel free.
There's nothing to further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Then I will release Mr. Eckert to pretrial service supervision. I'm going to order that he participate in any monitoring or treatment as they direct, that he not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and have absolutely no contact with the alleged victims, to include going to the incident location. I'll set the preliminary hearing for July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that appears to be all I have. Thanks, sir. You're excused. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Anita Elisa Gerna, 05/01/1982.
Good morning, ma'am. You're being seen here today on 2 different matters. The first involves a felony complaint of possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. And the second involves a warrant that was issued for your arrest by the Marana City Court Judge, Lane McDonald, related to charges of possession of drug paraphernalia. Let you know you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. In your felony matter, I'm going to be appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And the attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you this morning. So if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with them first, okay? State's recommendation was pretrial services release. I'm sorry, specifically to the felony matter. Anything additional from the state?
No, Your Honor.
My apologies. The recommendation was for pretrial services and potential steps evaluation. Defense, I am inclined to release Ms. Gerner's pretrial services and schedule a steps hearing if she is inclined to be evaluated. But if you need a minute to talk with her about it, please feel free to do so.
Sure.
Your Honor, she is interested in the STEPS program and she's willing to waive tonight.
Thank you. So I will release Ms. Garner to pretrial services in order that she submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. Ms. Garner, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set 2 hearings for you. The first is for STEPS hearing, STEPS court evaluation. That's on July 2nd at 9 a.m. at the Pima County Superior Court. The second is a preliminary hearing just in case that first hearing doesn't end well. And that's going to be on August 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And on your Marana court matter, I will likewise order you released and set a hearing for you on July 30th at 10 a.m. And I'm going to order that you not return to the incident location where the alleged shoplifting occurred. And also that you possess consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. You got a couple of court dates coming up. Please make sure and keep track of them. Keep in touch with pretrial services as soon as you get released, as well as your attorneys, and stay in touch with them. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. You're excused.
Lozano?
Oh, Your Honor.
Hello. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Maria Cristina Lozano, and date of birth is 12/3/73.
Lozano, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on 3 matters. The first is related to a complaint, an infant complaint alleging possession of narcotic drug, alleged to have occurred on 3 March. 2 warrants that were issued by Judge Robert Foreman of the Pima County Justice Court, alleging shoplifting, failing to appear, and criminal trespass in 3rd degree. And the last matters from the Tucson City Court, and this involves an allegation of interfering with the judicial proceeding that was alleged to have occurred late yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Thank
The
you.
attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you through this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with your attorney before saying anything out loud, okay? Well, note on the felony matter, I have reviewed pretrial services report, and on the felony matter, state's recommendation is pretrial services and STEPS courts evaluation. Anything else from the state?
That's correct. Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Pence, I am inclined to agree with the recommendation, but if you need a moment to talk with your client about STEPS, please feel free to do so.
Thank you. She is interested and we will waive time.
Thank you. On the felony matter, I will release you to supervision of pretrial services and order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to set 2 hearings for you. The first is on July 2nd at 9 a.m., and that's for your steps court evaluation, and that's going to be at the Pima County Superior Court. The second will be a preliminary hearing just in case that first hearing doesn't end with you being admitted to the STEPS program. And that hearing is going to be on August 11th at 1:30. The misdemeanor matters out of the Pima County Justice Court, I'll likewise order you released and set hearings for you on July 16th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Foreman. I'm also going to order that you not return to the incident location or where this allegedly took place. And on the city court matter, I'm going to set a hearing for you in that case on, sorry, 1 second. I'm going to set a hearing for you on that matter in front of Judge Hale at the city court on July 28th at 9 a.m. And I want to further advise you that on that matter, or really on all matters, but on this one, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm entering pleas of not guilty on your behalf in both of those on those charges. However, I do advise you that if you fail to appear at your hearing, and your hearing is a warrant could issue for your arrest, and they may go forward in your absence. Additionally, you are entitled to a trial where you're again presumed innocent, and the burden of proving you guilty is on the state, and that burden is to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, if you fail to show up, that trial could still go forward in your absence, and you could be found guilty without the opportunity to defend yourself. Additionally, if you're unable to be sentenced within 90 days of a conviction, then you may lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, a lot of hearings coming up. Please make sure and keep track of the paperwork that you'll receive about them so you can make sure and be present for all of them, okay?
So thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Madrid, strike. Don Churchill.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Joshua Freddie Madrid, 14 of 81.
Mr. Madrid, this is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here, sorry, based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest. Out of the Pima County Superior Court. This is by Judge Monroe. The warrant was issued April 30th, related to charges of possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. And on the city court matter you have pending involves a charge of shoplifting. And this allegedly occurred on June 24th. To remind you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And on your felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney first. Before I go further, I do see a notation of a probation hold in jail. Can you please confirm that?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Review the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation for, at least on the, to impose the amount of the warrant of $500. Anything further from the state?
At the time of my preparation of my recommendation, I wasn't sure whether or not the hold was there. So I had kind of a caveat in my notes, but since we've confirmed that the hold is there, then my recommendation is the $500.
Thank you. And defense?
Your Honor, given the hold, we are okay with the low bond.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to impose the bond requested on the warrant so that Mr. Madrid can receive time credit if applicable. So impose the bond of $500 and order that if bond is posted, that he be released to pretrial services and submit to monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'll set this for an arraignment tomorrow, or I'm sorry, on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right. And on the city court matter, I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you, Mr. Madrid. I'm going to set a hearing for you on September 5th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Verena. I'm going to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. They would not have any contact with the alleged victims, to include going to the incident location. And that appears to be it. So that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
Yes.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Donovan Christian Martinez, 10/14/1998.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on there's two different matters we're going to be dealing with here. The first involves a felony matter involving aggravated DUI and endangerment. And the second matter, let's make sure I confirm this, involves domestic violence disorderly conduct. Yeah, sorry, domestic violence disorderly conduct, driving on a suspended license, and possession of prescription drug. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On your felony matter, I'm going to appoint, the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing, so if you have any questions, please speak with them before saying anything out loud.
Yes, Your Honor.
I've got the pretrial services reports here, noting I guess there is the pending Marana case that I just mentioned, as well as a case, domestic violence case in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Martinez is rated a 3 and 4 respectively on the NCAA FDA scales. Unfortunately, pretrial services wasn't able to reach the alleged victim in this case to get their input on conditions of release.
She's here.
They could read her, she's here.
Do you know Mr. Martinez stated that he's lived in Tucson for approximately 6 months, and his reference was able to confirm employment and residency. I don't see any notation of felony or misdemeanor criminal history.
Yes, sir.
State's recommendation was $5,000 bond. Anything additional from the state?
Your Honor, and I apologize for any confusion. I was looking at the interim complaint, and there had been a handwritten notation that he didn't live in Arizona. So that was the basis of my concern in terms of whether or not to impose a bond, because it was my understanding he was kind of passing through. But now that Your Honor has pointed out in the pretrial services that he appears to have a pending DV from Marana, and I guess he says he's lived in Tucson for 6 months. I guess that changes things a little bit from the state's perspective. So let's see. If it is confirmed that he lives in Tucson, absolutely, then the state will change their recommendation to pretrial services as long as he is on substance abuse monitoring. And then with regard to the, oh, I'm sorry. With regard to the DV case, which is not part of the felony case, but I guess I have concerns about contact with the victim, and also just that the offense, both offenses were committed in the presence of the child in the car. So I have some concerns there in terms of safety for the child.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you. Sorry, that was a little rambling. No.
Problem. I am inclined to release Mr. Martinez to pretrial service supervision. If you have anything additional you'd like me to take into consideration.
Release a pretrial service is what we're asking for.
Thank you. So, Mr. Martinez, I'm going to release you pretrial services supervision, and I'm going to order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not drive a vehicle without a valid license, and they have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. I'm going to set a pretrial preliminary hearing, rather, on the felony matter for July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the Marana matter, I'm likewise going to set a hearing for you on July 30th at 10 a.m. at the Marana.
So that's
Marana City Court. You have two cases. We just dealt with the felony one. The felony,
Okay, yeah.
you're going to have a hearing on July 15th at 1:30, and that's going to be at the Pima County Justice Court.
Yes, sir.
Your second case at the Marana City Court, that's going to be on July 30th at 10 a.m. Can you make that?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
So I will set that here, and I'm going to order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, that you not possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not drive without a valid license, and that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. And that appears to be all I have for you, sir. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and contact pretrial services. Stay in contact with them as well as your attorneys. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Thank you. All right, thank you.
So this
More?
Is this every day?
They'll tell you.
All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jonathan Aaron Moore, 12/5/83.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moore. You're being seen here today based on 2 charges of domestic violence disorderly conduct that were alleged to occur yesterday. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Taking a look at the pretrial services report, as well as the state's recommendation for pretrial services release. I understand that the one of the alleged victims may be present with us and wishes to speak. Is Ms. Kidder, are you on the line?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kidder, purpose of this hearing is to determine if the defendant, Mr. Moore, should be released, and if so, under what conditions. So if you have any input you'd like me to consider before I make my decision about those matters, please feel free to do so at this time.
I did not have any problem with him being released and him returning home. If the court has an issue with that, the alleged victims have an alternative place to go so he can return home.
Okay. I understand that you all reside together. Is that correct? You all live together?
Correct. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Do you have anything else you'd like me to know?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Thank you very much. And defense, based on the state's recommendation and the input from Ms. Kidder, I am inclined to release Mr. Moore to pretrial services. Do you have anything else you'd like me to consider? Is there any other argument? All right, thank you. So, Mr. Moore, I'm going to, based on everything, I'm going to release you to pretrial services, and I'm going to order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, and that you not possess any firearms or weapons. And if you do have any firearms in your possession, that you surrender those to law enforcement within 48 hours of being released. I'm going to set your case for a preliminary hearing on July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
You.
But thank you very much, Ms. Kidder. You can feel free to disconnect at this time.
I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
For clarification, so Mr. Moore is going to be able to reside at the home, but the victims will not be residing in the home. Is that my understanding?
No, I'm not imposing that no contact order. Based on the input I believe you gave to pretrial services, you don't object to Mr. Moore going back to the residence or that having further contact with him. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you don't object to him residing with you or having further contact. Is that correct?
I did not object.
Okay, thank you. So yes, he will be able to go back to the residence, and he will continue to be able to have contact with you. However, should the circumstances change, feel free to reach out to the court to the prosecutor's office to law enforcement if you wish to change those conditions. Okay.
Understood.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the clarification, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Roxana Elise Parra, 92783.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Parra. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a couple of different matters. The first is a warrant for your arrest that was issued. Make sure I have it in front of me. By Judge Michelle Metzger at Pima County Superior Court. This is for an allegation of theft of means of transportation, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. These offenses allegedly occurred on July 14th of last year. Second matter involves a felony complaint of theft of a credit card that is alleged to have occurred on the 26th of May. And the last matter is out of the Tucson City Court involving charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and 2 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct.
Those charges were supposed to have been dropped. The last time I was here, they had said that they were dropping the domestic
Just
violence.
let you know, you are again presumed innocent, and you do have a right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. We're not going to be deciding on guilt or innocence. Today is just about whether or not and under what circumstances you may be released from jail. On the felony matter, I'm going to appoint, the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you, and the attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can talk with your attorney about them. All right. On the warrant, matter, I believe state's recommendation is $2,500 in accordance with the warrant. Anything additional to say about that from the state?
Let's see. Just that I know that sometimes, so this was a summons, and so I know that sometimes people say that they didn't know about it or get it or receive the information. I just note that this the summons was mailed to her address on her driver's license. This wasn't a general delivery or something like that. So I would note that. And then, I'm sorry, do you just want my notes for the warrant at this time, not for the other one?
No, you can go ahead and speak to the other ones to save time. On the felony theft of credit card.
All right. And so for the new charges, I'm noting that she is an NCA 6 and an FTA 5, and that she acted with an accomplice on this, and that this involves theft. And the other case that there's a Superior Court warrant for involves theft as well. So we're asking that she be held.
I think the recommendation was $1,500.
Yes.
Okay. And defense, I'm sorry, and I did forget to note that I have reviewed the pretrial services report. And in addition to the facts that the state alluded to, I did note that there was 2 prior felony. There's one other felony matter noted apart from the warrant case, and that dates back to 2005. And defense.
Your Honor, I would note that she's 41, a lifelong resident. It appears that she's currently unemployed. And I was also going to mention just the one conviction from 2005. I would note that her co-defendant in the newer case is being held on a $1,000 bond. So if the court is inclined to set bond or flat bond in the pending Superior Court case, I would just ask for a low bond in the new case.
Thank you. So I'm gonna take these kind of in sequence. On the warrant case, I will honor Judge Metzger's bond amount of $2,500 cash secured and order pretrial services supervise Ms. Parra if the bond is posted. I'm also going to order Ms. Parra that you not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case, to include going to their place of work or residence. I'll set the preliminary hearing date for July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Your Honor, would that be a preliminary hearing date or an arraignment date?
Oh, my apologies. It's going to be an arraignment date. Wait a minute. Yeah. Actually, 1 second. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right. Thank you. Sorry, having a little bit of technical difficulties for a second. I'm sorry. My apologies. On the warrant matter, the arraignment will be set for July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. And as mentioned, the no contact orders will apply. And sorry, the legal defender's office is appointed in that case as well. On the new felony matter, I'll impose the same bond of $1,000, cash secured, and order pretrial services supervision in case it is posted. The preliminary hearing date will be set for July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Again, there'll be a no contact order in that case as well. And lastly, on the city court matter, one second, I just need to take a look. I'm going to set a hearing in that case for September 5th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Maldonado. I'm going to order no contact with the alleged victim to include going to their home or place of work. I'm also going to that as far as you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or commit any acts of domestic violence. And I'm going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. All right, ma'am, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Alton.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Alton Tom Waitua, February 1st, 94.
All right, good morning, sir. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on 3 different matters. The first involves a felony complaint of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia alleged to have occurred yesterday. The second involves a warrant that was issued by Judge Charlene Pesquera of the Pima County Justice Court for charges of shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia. And the last matter is a city court case involving a charge of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And on your felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with your attorney before saying anything out loud. On the felony matter, I've reviewed the pretrial services report, and state's recommendation, I believe, is pretrial services with steps court evaluation. Anything to add from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And defense, I am inclined to grant pretrial services and steps court evaluation, but if you need a chance to talk with your client, please feel free to do so.
One moment.
Okay.
Your Honor, he is interested in steps and would like to waive time.
Thank you. So then, sir, I will release you to pretrial service supervision. I'm going to order that you participate in any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to set 2 hearings for you in that case. The first is going to be on July 2nd at 9 a.m. at the Pima County Superior Court in downtown Tucson. And the second will be a placeholder just in case that first hearing doesn't result favorably for you. And that'll be on August 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon. On the misdemeanor warrant, I'm going to set an arraignment date for you in front of Judge Eric Foreman on July 7th at 8:30 in the morning. And likewise, going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And the last case, one second. In your city court case involving criminal trespass, I'm going to set a hearing for you in that one on July 25th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Sarah Mayhew. And I'm going to order that you not return to where this allegedly took place. Sir, you got a lot of hearings coming up. Please keep track of all the paperwork. Please keep in touch with your attorneys and with pretrial services, and do not miss any of your court dates. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and you can end up right back in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
So,
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Alex Nicole Sheehy, 5'11", 86.
All right, Miss E. Good morning. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on felony complaint of aggravated DUI, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. I'm appointed at Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you, and the attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing. So if you have any questions, please speak with them before saying anything out loud. Taking a look at the pretrial services report. I note Ms. Sheehy is on pretrial services release in a separate Superior Court matter. I believe it's a steps case. PI 2025-0170. He is rated a 5 and 4 respectively on the NCFTA scales. And there appears to be in addition to the other felony cases I just mentioned, 3 additional felony matters going back to 2014. The most recent one being 2023, and there being 2 out-of-state misdemeanor offenses from New Mexico. State's recommendation is $7,500 in lieu of a no bond. Anything to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, I would just reiterate that she is eligible for the state to ask for a no bond hearing. And normally we don't ask that people be held when they're on release for steps and commit a new drug offense. But because this one involves DUI, we have a danger to the community, and she has that history of DUI. However, the state is not requesting a no bond hearing. We're just requesting that a bond be imposed.
Defense?
Your Honor, I just need a moment to speak with the client.
Go right ahead.
Your Honor, I have had an opportunity to speak with her, and we will just defer to the court. I suppose we are okay with the bond, of course, in lieu of no bond.
Then I will impose bond $7,500 cash and also order pretrial services supervision in case the bond is posted. Ms. Shea, I'm going to order that if released, please sit down, that you submit to monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, that you not possess any or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not drive without a valid license. I'm going to set your case for a preliminary hearing on July 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's all I have for you, ma'am. Thank you. You're excused. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My name is Cody McDaniel, born in 1986.
I'm sorry, what was your date of birth?
1986, August 4th of 86.
Thank you. Right, sir, you're being seen here today on a felony complaint of theft of a means of transportation, burglary in the 3rd degree, possession of burglary tools. Mind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Seated to your left is going to be assisting you throughout this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with them before saying anything out loud. Take a look at the pretrial services report. Mr. Warren was noted as a 3 and 2 respectively on the NCFTA scales with no criminal history noted. County Attorney's Office is recommending pretrial services release. Anything to add from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, I'm inclined to agree with the state on pretrial services. Anything additional you'd like me to know? I'm sorry, what was that? Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Warren, I'm going to order you be released to pretrial services and order that you submit to their supervision and monitoring and also to any treatment that they direct. I'm going to set your case for a preliminary hearing on July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Pima County Superior Court. So, sir, you're going to be released later today. Please make contact with pretrial services as soon as you are released, as well as your attorneys, and stay in contact with both of them. And above all else, do not miss any hearing scheduled in this case. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and you can end up right back in custody. Thanks, sir. You're excused.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, Keon Washington in February 26, 2002.
All right. Mr. Washington, good morning. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of armed robbery, aggravated robbery, and fleeing from pursuing law enforcement. Alleged to have occurred yesterday. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint Mr. Stephen Robertson to represent you. His contact information will be in the court order you'll receive after the hearing is over. Take a look at the pretrial services report. Do note that there is a separate Superior Court case, CR 2024-3018, on which Ms. Washington appears you're on release from, and the state is requesting no bond. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, anything you'd just like me to consider?
I just need to
Okay, thank you. Mr. Washington, based on your circumstances, the state is allowed to request that you be held without bond, and I'm going to honor that request. So I'm going to hold you without bond and schedule a hearing for you in June 30th at 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm also going to set a preliminary hearing date for you on July 15th at 1:30. Sir, you are not going to be released from custody pending the outcome of that no bond hearing. So hopefully Mr. Robertson will be reaching out to you soon so you can talk about next steps in your case. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused. Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
James Stephen White, date of birth 11/29/81.
All right, Mr. White, you're being seen here today based on a warrant. You have a couple different matters. First one we're going to deal with is a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Sue Canaster, Pima County Superior Court. And this involves allegations of felony theft, shoplifting, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 7, 8 counts of shoplifting and 5 counts of organized retail theft. The second matter we're going to talk about is a city courts case involving charges of shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of a prescription drug. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Since you're already talking with the individual seated next to you, I don't have to tell you she is going to be assisting you with this hearing. State's recommendation on the felony warrant is to impose the amount, $7,500. Anything to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask that you honor the $7,500 Superior Court warrant. This is not a situation where the summons was mailed to general delivery. It was mailed to an address. Also, and I know because this is a direct indictment, you don't have like a complaint in front of you, but the defendant stole merchandise from Target on 11 different occasions, and some of those occasions coincide with the times that he was on release in his most recent case, CR 2022-1476, which also involved shoplifting, similar type of offense. I believe even though it is post indictment, the state could be requesting a no bond, but we are not. And so we're asking that the court impose the $7,500 issued by Judge Canaster.
And I did forget to mention, pretrial services has Mr. White rated as a 6 and a 6 on the NCA FDA scales, and there appears to be there's no successful contact with any references. And there appears to be 14 prior felony convictions noted in multiple states, including Arizona and Texas, as well as Oklahoma, California, and Delaware. And these date from 2000 to April of 2022. That's any argument?
Your Honor, I would just note for the record that I, of course, don't have the same information as the state, given as the state mentioned the direct indictment. So I really can't speak to or make an argument for the statement regarding potentially holding him no bond. I would just note for the court that he's 43 and he's lived here for 30 years. It appears that he lives with a significant other, maintaining some form of employment. He did mention in pretrial services that he was unaware of court. I think given his circumstances, I would just ask for pretrial services release or lower bond than what is suggested, I suppose, imposed. And I would defer to the court.
Thank you very much. I am going to honor Judge Canaster's bond amount and order a $7,500 cash bond, as well as pretrial services supervision. If the bond is posted, I'm also going to order that Mr. White not have any contact with any alleged victim, to include going to the place where this allegedly occurred. I'm going to set the arraignment for July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. And on the city court matter, I'm going to set a hearing for September 5th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Sarah Mayhew. I'm going to likewise impose the same no contact orders. And I'm also going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. All right, Mr. White, thank you very much. That's all I have for you. You're excused.
Well, so the misdemeanor awards, and I have a bottom of misdemeanor awards.
You guess me up time on that. There you go. All right. There's two more. Yeah, I'll deal with those. That appears to be all we have. Joe, do we have any other cases we're taking up?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right. Well, thank you all very much.